Hello, YouTube. I just want to bring this article to you. Hospital hackers seize upon coronavirus pandemic. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, staffers at the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District in Illinois got an unwelcome surprise when they arrived at work one morning last month. Cybercriminals and had hijacked their computer network and were holding it hostage. The hackers were demanded a ransom to restore the system. Our website was pretty much down for three entire days, and it was the primary mode of communicating with the public about COVID-19. Deputy Administrator Awas Vayad recalled the only good thing was that just a few months before, now get this, a few months before, we had to put our electronic medical records and our email on the cloud so they were not affected. Why did they have to do that, guys? Why did they have to do that a few months before? I don't know. Maybe you guys know. Maybe could it be they knew about it months before and that's why they did it? Exactly. Let's go down here more. The district agreed to meet the hackers' demands because it didn't have time to wait or restore the system on its own, which could have taken months, Vayad said. Its cyber insurance paid more than $300,000 in ransom, and the district had to cover its $10,000 deductible. We have become easy targets, Vayad said. Agency like ours have to have systems up and running. Otherwise, we won't be able to function. And we needed to be back online as soon as possible because we are the lead authority for public health during this crisis. Since the coronavirus pandemic began, cybersecurity experts say they have seen an uptick in attempted ransomware and the hacking attempts on hospitals, healthcare systems, clinical labs, and research centers. Many hospitals and healthcare employees who aren't on the front lines are working at home, sometimes on their own computers, which can be more vulnerable to hackers. And some hospitals that are quickly deploying virtual healthcare through telemedicine may not be focusing on cyber protection, said Raj Metha, a principal at global consulting firm Deloitte, who focuses on healthcare cybersecurity. In the rush, a lot of times, you don't think about the implications of security, Metha said. A lot of their security professionals are underwater. They don't have time to do the typical risk assessments. Across the globe, cyber crimes against the healthcare sector have surged during the pandemic, experts say. Hackers are now using ransomware phishing, in which victims unwittingly click on emailed links designed to get personal information, and spear phishing which is phishing targeted toward a specific person, organization, or company among the cases. A nonprofit Rochester, New York health system that operates 9 health centers shut down its computer network 4 days in late February after it was hit by a ransomware strike. California-based biotechnology company 10x Genomics Incorporation, which is working to discover antibodies for the coronavirus, was the victim of an attempted ransomware attack in March. According to a recent federal filing, the company said it isolated the source and restored operations with no major day-to-day impact. Microsoft, in a first-of-its-kind targeted notification, warned several dozens of hospitals this month about software vulnerabilities discovered in the online system they use. The company said attackers have been jumping on the bandwagon. The Greater New York Hospital Association this month alerted its members that an active cybersecurity threat is exploiting vulnerabilities in some networking technology that could allow remote hackers to access networks. Meanwhile, in Europe, there has been a significant increase in attempted ransomware attacks. According to a warning Interpol issued this month to hospitals and other healthcare organizations, a hospital in the Czech Republic and a London medical research company doing clinical trials for new coronavirus medicines already have been victimized. Hospitals often lag behind other industries such as financial services when it comes to cybersecurity, experts say. That makes them an ideal target for hackers, especially during a time when they're focused on the coronavirus. It's the perfect storm in a way, said Deloitte's Mitha. The biggest fear is that if computer networks get locked up or knocked offline, healthcare workers won't be able to access important information, such as patient medical records and test results. Matt Newfield, Chief Information Security Officer for Unisys, a global technology company, said many employees of healthcare organizations have been given laptops and are working at home with technology they're not familiar with on systems they haven't been trained on. There was such a knee-jerk reaction to getting people home, which was a necessity, but there wasn't a lot of planning for pandemics, Newfield said. A lot of these organizations didn't have business continuity plans that have been tested. Now they're open to risks. Some healthcare systems have warned staffers to be prepared for cyber attacks. At Innovo Health System, which runs 5 hospitals in Northern Virginia, officials are ramping up their usual cybersecurity alerts to staffers, said Scott Larson, Chief Information Security Officer. Officials have provided employees working at home a secure link to corporate network and are requiring 2-factor authentication to get into it. That means staffers must use a second method. They need a second method of confirming their identity before logging in, such as typing in a one-time password sent to their smartphone or email. While many healthcare security professionals are carefully watching and monitoring for any suspect cyber activity, Larson said, it's difficult to deal with both hackers and a pandemic. It's like when your immune system is weak and your defenses are down, he said. We're so distracted and we're getting caught looking one way and they are coming in the other way. In Michigan, the 157 hospitals that are members of the Michigan Health and Hospital Association also are at heightened awareness, said Ruth Ann Sutter, the group spokeswoman. Hospital there have been trying to make sure employees are successful. Employees are especially careful about emails they received. While hospitals in Michigan have dealt with cyber attacks in the past and will in the future, Sutter said this situation somehow seems different. Any kind of attack on the institutions that are saving the lives of our loved ones and neighbors is deplorable. That's the case anytime, she said. But doing it during a pandemic really shows the true colors of the individuals or organizations behind those sort of attacks. Well, don't you think, Charlie, that, don't you think we feel, how do you think we feel being locked down in our houses, being told that we gotta social distance because somebody wants to make a pandemic? Don't you think it's showing your true colors too? No, I don't think they're showing their true colors. Yeah, it's sad that people gotta do that, but come on, man. How do you think we feel? Wow, they're showing their true colors. We're being locked down, telling us we got social distance, telling our small businesses they can't open. Come on, America. Wake up. Look who's actually